check your WhatsApp, you check your email, and check your Twitter. Then that same day you go to your favorite coffee shop where the barista makes a nice latte art, so obviously you take a picture and you put it on Instagram. You then search up the prices for that iPhone case that you really want but don't need. And you also then add to cart a book that your best friend recommended to you on Amazon. Then you go about your day. You go to work, you see a friend, and you think, I actually want to relax a little bit. So let me go on TikTok. When you go on TikTok, what do you see? You see an influencer talking about that same iPhone case. You think, that's a little bit weird. You know, I was just talking about that with a friend. Then you go on Facebook and you see a 20% discount for that same book you added to cart. Then, before you end the day, you go on your email, and what do you find? You find a voucher to a flat white from your favorite coffee. At this point, you're a little bit mad, sad, and disillusioned with the world. You think to yourself, where's my privacy gone? Which is a right question to ask. The truth is, I stand here today and tell you that I'm the one who's watching you. I'm the one who's listening to you. I'm the one that you guys are scared to share your data with. I'm the villain of the story. But my story starts a little bit earlier. See, when I was a kid, my opinion on data was very different. My older sister, who's actually somewhere in the crowd right here, she had such strong opinions that my dad worked in online data. And she used to say, you're infringing in basic privacy and basic human rights of people. And with time, those became my opinions as well. But about 4 years ago, everything changed. I started Advertisement, a performance marketing agency which uses the same consented data that you provide to market brands back at you. So, maybe not too much surprise, today I'm going to talk about why you should want to opt in your data rather than opt out. It's a little bit of a tricky road, so bear with me. First of all, it's not an unfair deal. If you go back to that imaginary morning you had, you check WhatsApp, one of the biggest messaging platforms in the world where you're allowed to do unlimited calls and FaceTimes and whatever you want with all your friends around the world, upload documents, voice notes, all for free. You can even call your friend who's in Australia and talk for 10 hours, something that 10 years ago would have costed you hundreds of dollars. Then you went on Instagram, a place where you can keep up to date with Kim Kardashian's wardrobe, and at the same time, your aunt, who you know you should be calling a little bit more often, gets to stay up to date with you. Then that same day, you went on Amazon, a service where you can have virtually anything delivered to your door in 24 hours. And you used all of that for free. So that's the deal. It's quite simple. You get to use advanced technology in exchange of giving your data for free. But let's not kid ourselves. When we talk about data, there's always one main outlier. It's reputation. See, in 2016, we were introduced to a little-known company called Cambridge Analytica, which caused a scandal where private data was misused. That ruined the name of data, and it dragged its name through the mud. And because now, a lot of you will be against sharing data because of that. But let's really look at what's being done to protect your data. In Europe, there are very strict GDPR laws which dictate and hold corporations accountable to how your data is being used and have to be transparent with you as well. But it's important that we circle back to why you wanted to share your data in the first place. See, you don't want to share because of many reasons, because of your privacy, because it's your own wanting, and because it's what you believe is true. So we've become a data-aware society. For this reason, Apple released a new update this year, and most of you probably got this notification on your phone, which you were asked for the first time ever to consciously opt out of having your data tracked. Can I just see a raise of hands who opted out, or who opted in, who opted out? Okay, perfect. Now let me ask you guys a question. Did you notice anything change in your experience? The answer is no. Still to this day, every 5 posts on your Instagram is an ad. The only thing that truly changed was that now instead of getting discounts, promotional offers about the brands you already shop at, you get annoying and irrelevant content, which has made the ads even more annoying, which was your purpose to opt out in the first place. But let's look at what happens when you opt in. When you opt in, you create a personal profile of preferences, a way to surf and navigate the web where what you want to do and what you like is known by everybody. A great example of this is like walking into a coffee shop. Imagine you walked into a coffee shop for the first time, and as you walk in, the barista greets you by your first name. You're then escorted to a table right on the street because you obviously like the people, you like to watch people as they walk. Then you look at the table and there's a lightly toasted brioche with a little bit of butter, just how your grandma used to make it. And next to it is a glass of orange juice with some ice cubes. Now that is what it's like when you opt in to have your data. Your personalized experience wherever you go. If you look at that same example when you opted out, it would be like walking into that same coffee shop only to realize that it's now a Starbucks and that lightly toasted brioche with a little bit of butter is now just a stale croissant. And that freshly squeezed orange juice is just nothing but bottled. See, data is important because it allows you to have a better experience. But again, as I'm talking to you guys, you probably not really convinced, and I understand that. You're scared, right? So what is being done to protect your data? As we talked about earlier, there are very strict GDPR regulations that actually come into place. For example, this year, Amazon was fined 746 million euros for infringing those same policies. So the EU isn't a toothless dog when it comes to your data. See, a good way to look at sharing your data is like looking at a bank. Why do you trust your money with a bank? You trust the bank for its best practices, that their walls are 2 meters thick and that their CCTV camera is of the latest model. You trust that the security guys outside are big and strong. But the truth is, that bank could still be robbed, it could be hacked, or it could be corrupt. And that's exactly the same when it comes to your data. It's safe, and there are regulations which are being put in place to protect it. But at the end of the day, what do I do? What is my role in all of this? Why am I the villain? I'm the villain because I see your data. I see what you bought, what you haven't bought. I see where you are, where you've been. I see what you like and don't like. But the truth is, although I know everything about you, I don't actually know you. Because on the flip side, and I see the other side of the coin, we as advertisers only really see ones and zeros. A sequence of numbers that when we put them together, we're able to target you guys. For example, if we take John Smith as an avatar who likes soy milk and hates cereal, we can't target John Smith individually. What we can do is we have hundreds and millions of data points of people who are interested in soy milk. So what we can do is we can target that pool, and if John Smith happens to be in it, they're targeted. But your data doesn't have a profile. We don't know your name, we don't know your location, we don't know who you are. So that data is important because of multiple reasons. Because you can have a better experience online, you can have discounts, and your data is safe. But what else can it do for you? So I personally take care of marketing small businesses. The businesses that you like to go to. That bakery that you like to go to on a Saturday, which is owned by 2 people. Or that independent little gym that's been open down your street for ages. Or maybe even your uncle's cafe. These small businesses can make use of this data that you consensually give to market themselves in a cost-effective and well-thought manner in an overly competitive advertising market. So, in conclusion, using your data and having your data opted in has a better experience for you guys. It helps small businesses, and it also helps the advancement of technology. So, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to make a decision. I ask you that next time you're confronted with an option like this, a decision to make where you can opt in, allowed to track, or not, that you think about being allowed to track. Because at the very best, you'll be able to help small businesses in the advancement of technology. And at the very worst, you'll get a free flat white from your favorite coffee shop.
teraz presunieme k našemu